damn good time. A damn good time. ADGT. It's a damn good time. Podcast with Steve and Cody.
Hey.
Yeah.
We don't need intros anymore.
No. Upgrading the studio.
For a low budget.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a damn good time podcast.
Hit him with it.
We're hitting you with it. We're
Back.
back,
We back again.
back in the studio, man.
Yeah, took a little week off.
Feels like it's been like 8 months.
I know, a week off's like, oh, man. What happened?
It was so much stuff.
Lost stuff.
I swear, this has been the busiest spring of my entire fucking life, dude.
Never stops. Can't stop, won't stop.
So busy. And without getting back into the boat shit, I had to get the boat ready, get the boat on, and then we're in, and then we had the wedding of the fucking century. Well, the year. How long is a century? That's 100 years, right?
Yeah, it's a long time.
I mean, I guess I should be categorizing mine as the wedding of the century.
Sure.
But it's safe to say that was the wedding of the year.
The year, for sure.
It was a pretty dope fucking time.
It's the only one I've been to this year, but it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
It was the coolest wedding I've been to since my wedding.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's the
That's
coolest
good.
wedding I've been to since your wedding as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was a cheater wedding that was in Las Vegas, so I mean,
We got to see the Keks join together in holy matrimony.
holy.
Holy. And,
It was a damn good time.
oh my God, it was so great.
Yeah.
Beautiful venue, beautiful people, beautiful time.
My brother, who's yet to be a guest on this show, keeps saying he's going to do it, but you're a liar.
Fucking Brady, come on, man.
Quit dicking around.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Maybe once we get the bigger table in here,
Yeah.
obviously you can see some upgrades have been made.
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, we've been busy. Printed off this thing here. That's our logo. And if you didn't know, that's Cody over there.
Yeah.
And then I'm Steve here. We have name tags up
We
now.
got name tags, just so you know.
And then just for fun, I put our little logo up there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So
Hide all our wires and junk down
yeah,
there.
so there's a little logo right there.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it on here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Did you look at that?
That's an overlay. That's technology. We did not put that there in the studio. That's not physically here.
Or
So-
is it?
Or is it?
Because we're computer. No, anyways. Yeah, my brother was in the, he was the officiant
The aficionado.
of the wedding. He judges weddings.
Yeah.
And we were both standing by the groomsmen. So
Yeah.
I was the bestest man,
The
as I like to
bestest.
say.
Yeah.
Digging at his brother, but he had two best men, so I was one of them.
Right.
And Steve and our buddy Tyler's been on the show, did a hell of a production flower dance.
We did. I like to say that we were the deflowering boys,
Yeah.
not the flower boys.
It was very sexual.
Yeah. We had sweet ass ribbons, and
Yeah, it's good.
we did a full mount. Like he jumped on me and spun around, and there were flower petal cannons going off and shit. Like
Yeah,
it was pretty dope.
We definitely need to get the video of that to post it up on YouTube and
Yes.
let you guys see that because it was amazing.
Yeah, I want to get a hold of the Keks and see, because I know they posted one that was from their videographer, but it was from like a weird angle. It seemed like more of a candid angle, which was cool. But I want to see if there's like a better angle.
Yeah, I was worried about that because I really wanted to capture it from like the front where you guys are walking down,
But
and I don't think we have that.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it'd be hard to catch it from the front because that's where the bride and groom standing. Shit,
Right.
You know, you don't want a videographer standing right there. But it looked good. They were over towards the edge, and they caught a lot of it from what I saw. But yeah, it looked good.
Good. Yeah, we'll post that up for you guys. But yeah, other than that, it was a killer wedding. I mean,
Yeah, I feel bad for our friend Justin because as I was coming down the aisle, doing my thing. He was sitting right
Oh, yeah, I saw you
fucking
get him.
there. So I had to throw some pedals on him and then wrap my ribbon around him and give him a little hip thrusting. But he was a good sport about it. But
Yeah.
just so you know, Justin, I'm sorry, but you're the first face I recognized, so it had to be done. It had to be done.
And you're an easy target.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
yeah.
We loved you, but you're an
Yeah,
easy
dude.
target sometimes. For the salt of our affection.
Yeah.
That just means he loves you. That's it.
Yeah, that just means I loved you. But yeah, dude, that was fucking awesome. Roll that into Memorial Day weekend. A lot more drinks on boats and shit, which is kind of cool because it seemed like the very next day we just had like basically everyone that was at the wedding was out hanging out on boats and shit.
All of our close friends, bro. I was like, yeah, we're going out in the lake. And, I gave the newlyweds, I was like, hey, if you guys want to come out, no pressure. Come on out. And then they called and were like, you know what? We do want to de-stress and not worry about all the rest
Fuck
of that
yeah.
shit and just come out and chill out on the lake. So
Fuck yeah.
everybody came out and hung out for a few hours at least. And
Yeah.
it was a good time.
It was awesome.
And then the next day, did a little bit more.
A little bit more, yeah. Just kept it rolling, man.
I was like, man, I didn't want to drink more on Monday. I'm like, it's a
Yeah.
holiday, though. I just got to go out with my father-in-law, too, and the wife and my mother-in-law stayed back with the kids. And,
Yeah.
like, it was awesome. Like,
Yeah,
just
you
went
got a
out with
little
him and-
one-on-one time with the father-in-law
Yeah.
and shit, dude. Yeah.
So it was a damn good time.
Yeah,
it was a damn good weekend.
Yeah, thanks to Ed and Julie Schaefer, my mom and dad, for volunteering to take the kids all weekend. It was only supposed to be Saturday night for the wedding, and then Monday they wanted to take them because they do they're Jeep people, and they're in part of a Jeep group. My dad's actually like the president and shit, and they were going to a Memorial Day party to hand out candy and stuff. And they're like, "Why don't we just keep the boys all weekend?" And I'm like, "Oh no."
Oh, no. What will I ever
Twist
do with
my
myself?
arm, yeah. You know, and my mom was even like, well, I didn't know you guys get so little family time. I'm like, trust me, we're going to have plenty of family time for the rest of the fucking summer.
Yeah.
Probably not going to have too many weekends where it's easy for you to take them all weekend. So me and Sarah got to hang out a little bit. So we enjoyed ourselves just one-on-one time with me and the wife. You need that every once in a while. So
Yeah, for sure.
it was dope.
Yeah, next weekend's my weekend with the kids because my wife's going to see T Swift.
Get the fuck out of here. I didn't know that's what she was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck off, dude.
She's driving up to Michigan to meet her friends, and they're going to Taylor Swift concert. So
No shit. Did somebody get a deal on tickets, or did she pay?
somehow they got them. I don't know how they got them, but I don't know if they.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
I don't know what they cost or anything.
Yeah.
'Cause I know they're not cheap, but they
Yeah.
somehow got tickets, and she's like, "I gotta go." I'm like, "All
Oh
right."
yeah, dude, you get a chance to see Taylor Swift. Fucking do
Yeah.
it.
She was gonna take the kids off and drop them off and stuff, but it was gonna like be an extra 2.5 hours each way of driving just for her to drop the kids off. I'm like, I'll just take them all weekend. It's fine.
Yeah,
I can dad it up.
I'm a dad.
I've done it many times by myself. I can do it.
Yeah, I can be responsible for these children. They are mine. You know? Like,
Yeah. Just take them out on the boat,
yeah, dude.
lather them up with sunscreen, and
Yeah,
take them out, let them run around, do a little swimming.
hell yeah,
Got lots of people to help me. It's always fun.
yeah, because it's gonna be a good, We spent a whole fucking episode, the last one, you saw us talking about boats, but here we go. But it's going to be a great fucking weekend for boats, dude. We finally got some killer goddamn weather here in Ohio.
Yeah, sorry. Well, it's going to be brought up a lot.
Yeah.
By stories from that because it's
Yeah.
just kind of what we do.
It's kind of our thing.
It's kind of our thing.
In the summer, we should change it to like the damn naughty time.
We want to try to do, like we said before, an episode out there too. But
Yeah.
that's going to be rough, I think. It's
I got a power inverter.
We'll give it a shot.
I just made a table.
He just did.
Oh, yeah. I just made a table. But yeah, we'll fuck it with it. The audio quality might be weird with wind and other boats going around, but that's part of the ambience. It'll be like you're there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Friday we had the rehearsal dinner. Saturday we had the wedding.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, Monday on the lake. So
Yeah.
It's a good week. And then you get the short week. You knock that out.
Yeah.
Love it. And now we're back.
Yep. Besides the big Memorial Day weekend, how was the rest of your weekend?
I mean, yeah.
Pretty fucking lame, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Little
It's hard to go back to work after a good weekend like
a little
that, dude.
a little recovery
Yeah.
after a weekend like that. So, because there was a few adult beverages drank every day,
Yeah.
especially on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm
and
not on
Sunday
probation
and-
anymore, so I fucking
Yeah. A little bit on Monday. I didn't go too hard on Monday. but
Yeah.
I drank enough on Monday, that's for sure. But
yeah. I've you got to figure out the art of pacing yourself so that day back to work doesn't suck,
yeah. And Tuesday was fine, just driving around a lot and nothing major. And then the rest of the week is just whatever.
It's dumb.
It's done. It's over.
Just doing dumb
It's
shit.
Friday now.
Doing dumb shit, waiting for Friday, basically.
Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Should be
Yeah,
nothing
today
wrong.
fucking drag, though, dude.
Yeah.
On Friday when it's 80 degrees out, and you're just stuck in a shop. Fucking, ugh. Hated it. But I pushed through.
Yeah. My Fridays they're normally done at 2:00. I took the kids on a little walk in their remote control car.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't know if we talked about that, but your kid's got a Power Wheels.
Yeah.
Basically, think of a Power Wheel, but it's a Toyota Hilux.
It's a Toyota Hilux.
Doper. And it's also remote controlled.
Yeah, so I have basically an Xbox controller
Yeah.
and with buttons on it, and I just can drive them around. They love it. Today I strapped. I have a Ohio State rain umbrella,
Yeah.
so I zip tied it to the back of it. So just
Give him a little shade.
I can only put one zip tie. I couldn't put one on the bottom, which sucked. I might even drill 2 holes in the plastic so I can run a zip tie through it. So I had to wedge it in there with a bunch of my cooler and cans of root beer.
Right.
And drive them around. So they had some shade the whole time too.
Yeah.
I lather them with sunscreen, of course, but
Right.
I put hats and stuff on them, but they I need the chin strap ones and all that. And they still rip those off. They don't
Yeah,
give
they
a
ain't
shit.
having it.
They don't want hats on their head.
Right.
Jack will keep a hat on for a little bit, but Charlotte, man, that ain't staying on for nothing.
And you do have the fairest skin, blondest haired, bluest eyed babies fucking ever, too. So
Right.
the only way the sun would be more damaging to them if their hair was red, honestly. I feel like they're at that point where they're and baby skin's fucking fair as shit, you know. And then nothing sucks worse than a sunburnt baby, dude, like that, because there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do for them. They don't know what's going on. All they know is that they hurt and they
Yeah.
just cry. Like that shit sucks. So yeah, you gotta lather up your babies, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them in the full body suits when we go out on the lake,
Yeah.
only hands sticking out, maybe feet, a little bit of leg,
Right.
and then just cake the
Yeah.
face, cake it.
Yeah.
Put that nose, get that nose, and just well, but they're good. They're good, and that remote control car is I could just throw them in a stroller and push them around the stroller, but the remote control, they love that way more. That's
Right.
that's a blast to them.
That
They're
seems
having
more
so much
fun.
fun. Yeah, I'll hit some of the downhills and crank it up to speed 3 because it has 3 speeds. Crank it to speed 3 and blast them down it just
Yeah,
so they
dude.
get a little.
Yeah. Take her off any sweet jumps yet? No. Not yet.
No, I'm terrified because Jack can technically. Normally, I put him in the driver's seat. I'm not being sexist or anything, but he seems to like to push the buttons a lot more.
Yeah.
than- When I put Charlotte in there, she was just hands up the whole time.
Fuck yeah, top down, hands up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's just chilling, which is
Yeah.
fine. But he can still steer while I'm steering too.
Oh, he could take over controls if he wanted to?
Yeah, if he jerks the wheel, it's still controlling the wheels.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe if it was in remote mode,
No, it doesn't have a.
there's a hard linkage in there, basically.
Yeah, there's a hard linkage in
Yeah.
there still because eventually they can drive it on their own if they want.
Right. Yeah,
So-
because it upgrades to, or turns into basically just that them.
Yeah, you don't
operated
need a
thing.
remote control. Then it's just a normal power wheel,
Right.
and it's all-wheel drive.
Fuck yeah, because it's
It's
a
got 4
Hilux.
motors on there.
Because it's fucking Toyota Hilux, dude. Of course it's all-wheel drive. It's fucking Toyota, dude. That thing's gonna last. They'll outgrow it. Their kids are gonna use it. It's fucking Toyota, dude.
I don't know if Toyota made the 4 cheap-ass motors that go around the wheels, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Somebody. I feel like Toyota probably was like, "What do you want to put our name on? Send us the specs." All right, cool. We're cool with it. we're cool with it, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
they probably would have engineered it way better, but still. But it was good enough for Toyota to put their name on it, so it's good.
Yeah, I saw I think they give those out if you buy like a brand new Hilux. So it's
Oh, no shit. Dude, I want to go. Speaking of Hiluxes, if you don't know, they're basically like a Tacoma. A little bit of a different body style, a little bit of a different facelift, but they're not sold in the United States. They're sold in Mexico and like Canada, I do believe, and then over in the East and shit. But I saw a Hilux in the flesh whenever I was in California because it came from Mexico, and I thought that was dope. So now I want to go to Mexico and buy a fucking Hilux, dude, and then be the only one in probably Ohio that has one. Well, besides your babies.
Yeah, that's right.
Babies are the first in Ohio to have one. But I know I'd make Tyler, our buddy Tyler Dutton, he's a huge Toyota freak. I'd make him jealous if I had a Hilux. Even if it's from Mexico, he'd still be jealous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one that put the bug in my ear, or put the bug in my wife's ear when she was ordering it.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, don't get that Hilux."
Yeah, yeah, because she's probably looking at like a Mercedes or something.
She's probably looking at a bunch of different ones, and she's like, "Oh, look at this Toyota." He's like, "Oh, it's a Hilux, buy it, do it." I think that one was actually on sale because there's probably less people in the U.S. buying it because they don't know what it is.
Right? What the fuck's a Hilux?
Yeah, they're like,
first I'm gonna because they're probably like an Escalade one or whatever.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm gonna buy the Tacoma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the Toyota Tacoma. It's a sweet one too.
Yeah,
but they don't know what a Hilux is, so they're just like, yeah. So it was on sale.
Hell yeah.
It's still expensive, but it was on sale.
You need to get a little machine gun turret for it. 'Cause that's the meme. Because in the less fortunate countries where they have a lot of terrorism and wars and shit like that, those Toyotas that you see with machine gun turrets on the back, normally they're with a Hilux badge, not a Tacoma badge. You need to get him the real deal Hilux with a machine gun turret on it.
We have a third toddler to put in there, and he can just. I'll make some strap system, and he can just be strapped onto the machine gun the whole time.
You let little Jacker keep driving it, and fucking Char, I bet you she's gonna be goddamn Deadeye with that machine gun.
We'll make it a water pistol, and just soaking everybody while she goes back.
Yeah. And, once again, not to play into weird gender roles or anything like that, but sometimes women have a lot more rage than men do. So sometimes. So maybe she's a little Spitfire that just wants to mow down some crowds with a fucking with a Nerf turret in the back of the Hilux.
Man.
Terrorize Dad a little bit.
We're going full on airsoft with it, so it hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Poor Daisy.
Oh yeah, the poor dog. Dogs can get it all.
Oh, my morning. So I will say this: my morning started off by been having a little what I thought was a trash panda. It was a trash animal. Something was getting in my trash.
Okay.
Nonstop.
That's no fun for anyone.
It's been set in a live trap. I haven't caught it. So now I was like, all right, I'm building this trap in. It can't get it from the side. It can't get it from the top. But cylinder blocks wrapped it in cylinder blocks.
Okay.
So you can't even shake this cage now, right? Caught me a big fat ass possum this morning.
Oh yeah.
Looked like it was old. Like this thing was haggard and big and fat.
Just living off the trash of your little community back there.
One of its ears is like all mangled.
Yeah.
It's not from it just wasn't my trap. Like it didn't. I don't think it mangled its here and there, but it was just like, it looked like it was old scarring. So
yeah. I get what you're saying. He's been in some fights.
Yeah.
He's been around the block.
Big tail with like a big gouge out of it.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he's been around.
Just everybody's trash.
Yeah, and I felt bad for him. I'm like, oh man, you just
right.
But you mess with the wrong house because
Did you take him, put him in the Glens?
No, I tied a rope to the cage and I dropped in the lake.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, that's brutal.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I took him a few miles away up the road in a big field and dropped him off.
All right.
I'm like, see you, buddy.
Should have taken him to Glens. That'd be even funnier.
Just take him to the next neighborhood.
So for those that don't know, that what Glens is like one of the fancier. Well, we got Glens, North Shore, like where the really nice houses are. But the Glens is like the one, right? That's the.
It's a mix and mash, you know. It just all depends.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of the little communities around the lake, you have a few really nice houses, and then you have a lot of little cottages and shit.
Yeah.
But I still feel like the Glens is like almost more of the premier one.
They just have house on top of house there, which I don't
Yeah.
like. You know, like me and the Pines, we're not on top of each other as much,
Right.
which is nice.
Right, but I mean, like, there's ritzier houses there probably.
Say that. I don't know. There's some pretty
Right.
nice ones
Yeah,
in mine
it is.
area, dude. I don't know. It's just a mix. It's
It
a
is
mix.
so weird because
Either way,
even North Shore.
take the possum.
Yeah, I know North Shore has a lot of ritzier, nicer houses. Like, I've seen some back in that area that are like 400,000 or 500,000, and I've also seen like the other ones that are like 75 to 90, which nowadays are probably like 200,000. The other ones are like $750,000, but still like, yeah, because even like in your little area, you had that one right there on the shore that just went for like 750.
Right.
So it is, yeah. I guess it is kind of spotty in those little spots. For some reason, I always labeled like the Glens as the.
That's because I live in my area, and you're like, no, this is a piece of shit place.
No, no, dude, I love your fucking house, dude. I love your
This
fucking
little,
house,
look at this little cabin you live in.
dude. You got the fucking spot. Get out of here.
Yeah. As soon as I add on to it, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
One of these days.
it's just small, like, and no offense to your house, but like a lot of those spots were built as summer houses. They were never.
Yeah.
There's not too many that are built to be inhabited year round. Even almost like Justin's place, I'm sure his was more built like a cat, but he just added on and made it fucking bigger,
Yeah.
And like you're saying, just now I can live here year round, I feel like there are a lot more people doing that in the area whereas like I'd even say like 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, there weren't not too many people that are in there year round,
Yeah, I mean, it's evolved a lot into more people want to live there year round because there's
Yeah.
more going on. Because there's not a lot going on in that area. It's just
Right.
You're out there in the middle of nowhere. You're 20 minutes, 30 minutes from anything that is like a normal grocery store or
Right.
Let's be real, like hard liquor.
Right, a bar, like a real bar.
Yeah. So, or just like buying a bottle of liquor. You gotta make a trip.
Yeah, like a state store,
Yeah.
a state liquor store.
Or a bunch of restaurants or whatever you want. But if
Right.
you want a little chill, that's it.
It's fucking dope, dude. That's me and Sarah still say once the boys are out of this house, we're gonna sell it and move out to the lake.
Yeah, I mean it's always a good time.
It's fucking awesome out there, dude.
Winters are a little slower, but you know what? It gives me more time to play video games.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And then I still got, my neighbor became one of my good friends now. There's a lot of good people in the neighborhood. It's
Yeah.
like, there's always something to do.
You got a dope ass tight knit spot there. You know?
And I'm like 15, 20 minutes away from you still. It's
Yeah.
not far. One of our best friends lives right behind me. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, the wintertime kind of sucks, but we can still make the best out of it.
You got good company.
Yeah.
You got good company.
Then now my neighbor added on that addition, built a big garage with a heater in it. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, wintertime, we'll just go park in the garage. That's
Well,
fine.
It's been dubbed now the rec room too.
The rec room, yeah, it's the rec room. Pull the cars out. We're playing darts and drinking beer.
Yeah,
So.
that's actually shout out to Scott Paris, the guy whose music we use all the fucking time. I think it was the weekend before the wedding, so we did shoot and release a podcast that week. But that was that Saturday. He did a live Facebook concert thing. He did it on Facebook Live in his basement and just played one guitar, one guy singing into his phone. And I know I'd seen that you signed on and watched it there for a minute, and then I wanted to tell him like, hey, do a shout out, because I figured you were hanging at Justin's in the garage, like, do a shout out to the rec room and the lake people, and then I didn't know if you were still watching. I didn't know if you tuned in for a minute and left, or
I got on for a few minutes and everybody's like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, and I tried to explain it and it didn't make sense. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm just going to log out and keep helping.
right.
So that'd been cool if I was on there. Then they all would have been like, oh, the record.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on. So.
I do feel like that's because it was really cool watching him, because he did in between songs, he'd break into stories about, because I don't know what it is about musicians, and especially good ones. They know, like, the lineage behind songs. They know backstories. Like, oh, did you know? Like, I didn't know that fucking the guy from Wallflowers was shit. I lost it now. Is it Bob Dylan's son?
Well, I don't know. I don't know backstories to shit.
Yeah, but he just knows dumb shit like, well, not dumb shit, but cool shit like that, and he's telling these stories and shit, and like, oh fuck, dude, that's interesting. Let me look that
Yeah,
up.
I feel like, I mean, if that's kind of your profession, or not, maybe not profession, but if that's something you enjoy doing, then you spend a lot of time listening to music, researching the people about the music, especially the artists you love, you know, because music is definitely a passion for you if you're performing music.
Yeah,
So you kind of probably dive down rabbit holes of
Right.
researching music and stuff like that, instead of just being like us. It's like, hey, that's this dope ass song, and you know that's all we care.
right. Yeah, so the lead singer of the Wallflowers is Jacob Luke Dylan. It's Bob Dylan's son. I didn't know that
Oh,
was
I didn't
Bob
know that at all.
Dylan's son till I watched Scott Paris on that live thing. I'm like, dude, that's interesting. And then of course he starts telling stories about different shows he plays and stuff like that. I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like, and you know, it was one of those things where I also had nothing to do. I was folding laundry in the basement. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, let's watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's chilled out. Kind of felt like I was in a concert, and I love live music. Back to the Boats again. What was it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Memorial Day Sunday, they had a dude out there playing guitar on a fucking boat, bro. Like, I was so into that shit. I fucking love that shit.
You came to re-up on some beers, and you're like, guys, all gotta come over.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. I didn't wait for anybody. I'm like, I'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be up here.
Yeah, dude, I love live music more than listening on CDs and shit.
Oh, it's nice. I mean, it's just like you can interact. It's fun.
Yeah, especially like cover bands like that. Obviously, you're you know, like you can't really interact too much with Taylor Swift. You can watch her and stuff, but like you feel like you're a part of the show.
Yeah, let's say I love live music when you can interact. I don't think I want to watch like a live massive concert being performed, like say Chili Peppers performing live on pay-per-view. I'm not paying for that.
Oh yeah, no.
Not paying for that. But like
Right.
live where you can interact, and now it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
With all the YouTube live and Twitch and you name it.
Yeah, because whenever Scott was playing, I kept typing in requests for songs, and he played a couple, and he's like, I don't know that one. He didn't know Bon Jovi, but he sang the chorus at least. He's like, I don't know the rest of the song, but that's what you get, Steve.
Yeah.
Like, oh. But I was still stoked. Like he said my name. I don't know what is dumb shit like that. It's like he fucking said my name, dude. I'm cool now.
There's 20 people watching these.
But he shouted me out. You know? Like,
Yeah, I mean it's just fun to be able to interact.
Yeah.
And be able to say things. And we do this live. It's a little harder for us to interact because we're also recording for everybody else too to listen to us not live. So I think that makes it tough.
yeah.
We might do more live stuff outside of this, but if
Yeah.
that ever gets popular, and then we'll do our normal recording, and then maybe we'll do like a live where we're just drinking beer and answering questions or something. But
Right.
yeah, that's
We got to have a lot more followers.
we got to do a lot more shit than that. So
Because I was just, as you were saying that, I bring up the live video, and I'm looking at chats. Nobody, if you were talking, we'd talk to you right now.
right.
But we have nobody
is all
watching.
good. I mean-
nobody watching on YouTube. A couple people watching on Twitch, so shout out to Twitch peeps. What's up?
Yeah, it's me and somebody else.
One other person, though. Shout out to that one other
But no,
person. What's up?
the focus will never really be on live. I think during to do the podcast because we always want to make sure the recordings are good, and then live will just be there. It's
Yeah.
just there if you want to join in. But we will look if someone asks a question or something.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, live's just another outlet for our videos to get out there, and it's as easy as pushing a button.
Right. Right.
It's not like we have to do a whole another extra production or have a crew in here doing anything.
Yeah. Well, there's 6 guys back
As
behind
we-
the camera.
as
You
we're
can't
looking
see
at our
any of
people.
them, but
All of our people that work for us back there, thank you. Without you guys, this show wouldn't be possible. There's no one back
'cause
there.
I'm talking about lamps.
It's just us.
I love lamp.
Yeah, luckily our light guy, the sun, is
He's
working
in
really
full
good
production.
today.
But we better speed it up because he's going down fast. Because we still have no lighting. We do want to get this big table. We do want
Yeah.
to do something cool in this back wall. I don't know what we're thinking.
Yeah,
Maybe some big ass vinyl wrap
yeah,
because it's all about the vinyl wrap now.
yeah, dude. That's
You vinyl wrapped your boat table.
boat
You vinyl
table,
wrapped Tyler's boat.
Tyler's boat,
Vinyl
Snoop boat
everywhere.
shit.
I might just vinyl wrap myself. I don't
Fuck
know.
yeah, dude. Vinyl wrap's actually pretty legit. It looks good.
It is. Yeah.
I want to vinyl wrap my Civic.
Right.
I had a dumbass like next to stock. Well, it's very stock Honda Civic, 2012 EX. Not even like an SI or anything cool, you know, like
Right.
the EX. But I wanna vinyl wrap it in some like bizarre color, like a bright purple or something, just something that sticks out like a sore thumb.
I always wondered how long that vinyl wrap lasts on those cars and stuff.
A lot of them, like it depends on who puts it on. Like,
I mean, you gotta get it. I mean, that'd be tedious.
I mean, I imagine, you know, like if you're in the southern states or in a very sunny state, I would imagine it would fade over time. But I don't see why it wouldn't last as long as like a good paint job.
I'd be
You know?
interested. I'll have to Google that. I have to Google it and just see how long it lasts because you can do some cool stuff with that.
And
I'm sure it's not cheap though.
I'm sure the
The
good
labor
ones,
and
yeah.
time into that alone would be.
and the good ones
astronomical.
that last a long time are probably a lot more expensive.
It's probably a special vinyl. Like that stuff looks very stretchy when they're using it and like very like pliable. But it would be sick to get a car wrapped in it.
Oh shit. Google says you should expect your car wrap to last roughly 5 to 7 years, depending on the finish and proper maintenance.
Okay,
So,
that's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, depending on where you get it done and what your cost in vinyl is, you're only really looking at like you're looking under $1,000.
Oh, I don't know about that.
If you're paying somebody, well, if you do it yourself, you're looking at like $400 to $500 probably.
I don't know about that.
No.
I think that vinyl that they use in those cars has cost more than that. I mean, we
Well-
just did Tyler's two sides of his boat, and that was $500. A lot of decal, a lot
was
of
printed.
shit printed on that.
It was
but-
printed. It wasn't just a solid sheet. It wasn't a solid bulk color.
True.
If you find one solid color that you can buy like in bigger bulk or sheets, I'm sure it's cheaper.
Right.
His does have a giant octopus
Well, his was
printed on the side.
I don't know. I guess we'll look into that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
About 5 to 7 years, that's a lot less than a paint job. You just go get a paint job.
right.
But for that same color pop though.
But then you could probably get some sick wrap too.
And then also depending on what you want your look for your car, you can change your look in 5 to 7 years then.
Yeah.
And it'd be cheaper to do that than a paint job that'll, you know, to keep repainting it. That sounds dumb.
Hey, the more you know, the more you
Get a
know.
couple cans of Plasti Dip. Plasti Dip is basically like a rubber shit like that Flex Seal.
Yeah.
And you can spray it on. When you get tired of it, you just peel it off. And that's just rattle cans. You're looking at like maybe $200 total to Plasti Dip your whole car.
Yeah.
Limited colors.
I just know from the TikToks and stuff I've seen, the only people that are get their cars like vinyl wrap like that are they're all like super expensive cars.
Yeah, Lux
so I'm
cars.
thinking it costs a lot of money right off the rip. I'm like, this car already costs a shitload of money, so these people already have the probably five to 10 grand to throw around.
Right.
That's what I think in my head. It's
wouldn't
5 to
say.
10 grand to wrap it. But you got to be so meticulous and like you talking
yeah.
grills and like you got to take off everything off the car, like all the like mirrors, and you got to like
Yeah, it depends on how good of a job, just like with any paint job, you know.
Right.
How good do you want it to be? The more time you take, the better it's going to be. The more time you take, the more expensive it's going to be. I wouldn't say 5 to 10. Well, like for those ones that you see on like Beamers and Mercedes and shit, I'm sure those are probably still up there in that range.
Right.
But if I were to take mine to any random shop right now and have them put it in a, kind of a standard color of my choosing, I bet you I'm out $500.
Really?
Yeah.
I see. I think the material alone would cost more than that. All right. Generally speaking, car wraps can start as low as $2,000 for a small 2-door vehicle and go as
Jesus
high
Christ.
as $10,000 for a larger, more complex vehicle wrap, depending on the
damn.
factors outlined above.
Wow.
More typical, though, a vehicle wrap will
right.
fall in the $2,500 to $5,000 price
Good
range.
Lord. All right. Take your victory lap. I'll sit over here in my loser seat, dude.
I was just like,
God damn it.
the material alone's got to be expensive. It's got to be. I mean, you got to be if
Yeah.
Tyler's 2 sheets for his boat was $500.
Yeah,
I'm
but
thinking,
I just figured it's printed.
but I think it's kind of a different material. I think it's like a little even stretchier than his was.
Yeah.
And it's a little more like,
Well,
because it's got so many. You got to think how many curves there are on a car, and like how hard that is to like.
So then there's those
Get
motherfuckers
in
out
the
there.
cracks.
Like when I worked for Culligan for like the 8 months to a year that I was there, they had this giant fucking one of those high decker vans that you can stand in as my service vehicle. And they paid to get that fucking wrapped with like Culligan and like a guy standing there with a bag of salt in his hands and shit.
Right.
So they paid fucking $5,000 for that instead of just buying a white van and slapping a sticker on it that said, a smaller, more reasonably priced sticker that said Culligan. Like that much brand recognition matters, I guess.
It does.
I mean, but still, I don't know.
Because you got to think that's free advertisement. You're driving everywhere.
Yeah, but so is
Somebody's like, oh man, I am having water softener problems. I'm going to call Culligan.
a cut decal on a white van that pops out in a proper font and a good logo placement.
Yeah, but then they got a deal too. Like, hey, you wrap like 10 of these sons of bitches for us. And they'd be like, all right, yeah, we'll do it.
I wonder what that thing would cost. Color cut. I don't want like a square with a white background. I want it to be a cut decal on my back windshield of my car. So we're probably talking then that'll be like $500 fucking bucks then.
Probably.
God damn it.
We're in the wrong business.
We need to make
We need to get in the
make
sticker vinyl business.
Yeah, dude.
We need to mix some chemicals together.
Yeah.
We need to throw some old curtains in there and mix it with some propane and acetone.
ADGV, a damn good vinyl.
Turns into liquid, and you just pour it out, and then
Yeah.
you stamp whatever you need. I'm sure that's how it works, right?
I guess, yeah, something like that.
I just made all that up. I have no idea.
I believe you.
I know. All right. Whew. Anyways,
Anywho,
what else? What you got anything for us this week? Any
I have
hot
a
topics
few
we need to talk
things.
about?
There's some things that I haven't done a lot of research on,
Good. I love those because I can just,
but
again, just do what I just did and make something up.
heard about this one. I haven't seen the video yet, so I hear it's inappropriate, but it's still relatively PG. The Dalai Lama. Have you heard that he is in a little bit of heat?
No, I haven't.
This is actually
Didn't heat like he's horny?
no, because he did something weird.
Or he was, and now he's in trouble. Which
I haven't
dude,
even-
He's a Dalai Lama. He's not supposed to get in trouble, right?
So
This is the power of the internet right
Yeah.
now. Dalai Lama's in trouble because he probably
no, so he kisses a boy,
okay.
like one of his little altar boys,
Disciples or something.
disciple things,
Yeah, whatever.
and then asks him to suck his tongue. So then the little boy sucks his tongue. I haven't seen the video yet. I should put this over here so you can see this. So we
I
can
don't know
react
if I
together.
want to see this.
But apparently it's weird.
I don't know what Dalai Lamas do either.
I don't want this audio on. Yeah, he says suck his tongue. Right? Like, that's not normal. I don't want to play it over and over again. I don't know what
Yeah,
copyright
no.
issues with this on YouTube and shit is. You guys should have just saw it there.
No, he's apologizing for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
Very fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then, so also, here's another thing that I was unaware of, that because of this, I started looking into it. I didn't know that the Dalai Lama is a position and not just some dude with that name.
Oh no, yeah. It's a whole
Know
thing.
that. It's basically like the Pope of whatever, you know?
Yeah, I think they're you got to be elected, basically.
Right. I thought
Yeah.
I thought Dalai Lama was a dude named Dalai Lama.
No. It's another. What is it? It's Buddhism, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like,
It's like their version of the Pope.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Because the Pope always changes. Apparently, the Dalai Lama always changes. I just thought the Dalai Lama was always just this one guy.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you Google the Dalai Lama, what the name of it means, but I think it's like the holy. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to guess that one, but
Okay, Wikipedia. Let's go to the old wiki here.
yeah, wiki always is true, right?
Dalai Lama is a title given by the Tibetan people to the foremost spiritual leader of the Gelug, or Yellow Hat School of Tibetan Buddhism, the newest and most dominant of the four major schools of Tibetan Buddhism. The 14th and current Dalai Lama is Tenzin Gyatso,
Get him out of here.
who lives in exile as a refugee in India. The Dalai Lama is also considered to be a successor in a line of Tulkus, who are believed to be incarnations of, I'm going to butcher this name, Avalokitesvara,
It's Avalokitesvara.
the Bodhisattva of compassion. So, yeah. No, I thought 100% Dalai Lama
Yeah.
was just some dude named
Best
Dalai
have
Lama.
compassion now for asking him.
Oh, God.
But that was like in front of people
Oh, yeah.
too. Like he didn't even
It's like
care.
an event.
It's like, oh, no, I gotta suck my tongue,
No, suck my tongue. And he sticks his tongue out.
and then like gave him a little like head tap and like.
Yeah, and at least the video he showed for you, the kid's face was blurred out and stuff. So like,
Yeah, I don't.
hopefully we're not getting removed for copyright infringement or anything weird like that.
Yeah, that's.
We do
definitely-
not own the rights to those videos, but we're allowed to use it because it's on the internet, right?
That's definitely messed up, and I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean,
So
everybody freaks out about obviously Joe Biden kissing kids.
right,
Well, that's definitely another level.
it's very weird.
That's another level. I'd say they're probably going to be like, you gotta step. You're out.
I also feel like their culture doesn't give a shit about cancel culture either. Where
Maybe.
their people are probably like, no, it was harmless and innocent. It's fine. It's not like he's fucking them or anything. And they probably won't do anything because their culture is completely different than ours. And they're probably staying out about this as like, well, don't pay attention to our shit, and we don't tell you how to live, so don't tell us how to live type thing.
Maybe, but I don't know.
That's weird.
That's pretty far.
I'm only playing devil's advocate to maybe justify it from their brains why they think it's okay. Personally, me, I do not think that's okay. And if some dude, no matter what your position in a religious sect or position of power is, if you ask my kid to suck your tongue, I'm probably gonna punch you in the face.
You're probably getting beat up. You're probably getting hassled a little bit.
Or I'll get tackled on my way to do it, and then I'll spend the rest of my life in jail and shit, and my kid will never see his dad again. But at least I fucking tried. You know, like at least I tried. I don't know.
I'm
That's
sucking
weird.
I'm sucking your tongue with a pair of pliers or shop vac.
Actually, what would be even funnier?
Like I think it's terrible things fast.
What would be even funnier? I'd be like, no. Like, say that was my kid. I'm like, no, Henry, don't put that in your mouth. Let me go first to make sure it's safe. And then I go up and suck his tongue first. And then all of a sudden it loses allure, and then Henry doesn't have to suck a tongue. You know? And then here I am, a consenting adult sucking a tongue, which then that's fine.
But then you just do it weird.
I'd make it way more
You'd
weird.
make it so weird.
I'd pat his penis while I did it, too. Suck his tongue. I'm like, is that what you wanted from my little boy, you fucking creep? Think again before you say things like that. And then he'd look at Henry and be like, Never mind. I'm a true protector. Don't put that in your mouth. Let me taste it first.
And then you can pretty much write a book or do anything. You'd be instantly famous because
Yeah.
you sucked the dollar lollipop. Now think of this kid. He's ruined for the rest of his life
Yeah.
because he sucked the Dalai Lama's tongue.
And in their culture, they're probably like,
Or maybe he's got the most holiest mouth now, and he's gonna get all the ladies because of it.
maybe he becomes the next Dalai
oh
Lama.
man, that tongue was in your mouth. All right,
I want to.
I want to check your mouth out now. You don't have to get too far into detail, but you know what I'm saying.
I want that tongue where it counts.
So, I mean,
He
maybe he blessed him.
He could just be rolling fucking puss right now.
Maybe
When he turns 18.
I still think it's horrible, but now
Yeah,
I'm playing
no.
devil advocate too. I still think it's horrible.
Oh God, it's so fucking
I'll punch that man in
weird.
the face, but maybe he just blessed him.
It's so weird.
Is that a normal thing? And maybe just the first time we got caught on camera?
Dude, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like,
Or
how-
is this like Catholic church shit and they're fiddling boys all the
I
time?
don't know, dude. I don't know.
I don't want to know, I guess.
But I guess it is- so-
everything's so wasted.
One of the ways I heard from it was from the podcast called Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. Apparently, they were doing a live tour of their podcast, and ever since that news broke, that was Bobby Lee's thing on stage. Is he'd keep asking people to come up on stage and suck his tongue. And then he's like, well, maybe that's why I've been sick for like the last 3 weeks, because I just keep having random people come up and suck my tongue. And then even Santino's like, yeah, but it's even funnier though. Like, there's all these hot girls out there, and like Bobby's single now. Like, there's all these hot girls out there, and you could have picked any one of those, but you keep picking dudes. And Bobby's like, because it's funnier that way.
Man.
It's like, it's just funnier that way. It's a bit. But
Putting on a bit.
it's just putting out. Hey, man, sometimes you gotta sell your life for the bit, right?
Put on the pit, I guess. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Ugh.
Yeah, that one's actually like, that's a little older news, but if you're hearing it here, then we're breaking it.
I can't think of too many tongues I really. My tongue is wrapped around on some tongues, but I don't think of many
Yeah.
tongues that I've sucked.
Yeah, I do remember back in the high school days. I know specifically who this woman is, but I'm not gonna name her out now. But it was more of a friend thing, and she was talking about how she was like making out with a dude, and she had the idea to just suck his tongue, and I'm like, what? That's weird. And she's like, have you never just had someone suck your tongue? I'm like, no. And so she sucked my tongue, but that's like the only time it was literally just like, I mean, yeah, when you're sucking face, when you're making out with somebody, I guess you're kind of sucking tongues a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of suction going on. But yeah, I literally stuck my tongue out, and she was like, oh.
Yeah, I've never been into the always a little tongue, but like some people get way too much in that tonguing, and I'm like, that's not for me.
I'm a tongue man.
Get that tongue out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want it like a little tongue flicks, sensual, sensual.
So like when you're going, the tongues meet halfway.
Yeah, but I don't want your tongue like, no, like we're lips to lips, but
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean, but I'm saying like with
Yeah,
the lips
yeah.
to lips, in that lock and that docking of lip to lip, and the tongues are going.
yeah, but I don't want your tongue on the back of my teeth.
Do they meet a little more halfway?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little more. My tongue's going past halfway. I'm a tonguey guy.
I see. I've never been like. It's just like. It's kind of like, yeah.
It depends on the kiss though too. Sometimes it's just like, oh, like you got your smooch, or almost like it goes back to what the fuck, the Wedding Singer, when she's like, oh, church tongue. You flick them.
Mm-hmm.
They meet halfway, and you flick them around a little bit, and you roll, do stuff like that. But like, if I'm in a passionate tongue mode, mine's going farther out than.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I don't all the time, but it's like most of the time I'm just like, I'll be in church mode then because
Yeah.
it's like I'd rather just have some sensual kissing and then let's get down to business.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want a tongue down my throat, and I just assume the other person doesn't want a tongue down their throat either. Not that my tongue's that long, or
Right.
But, Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just more of a sensual person, anyways.
Yeah.
When it comes to a lot of stuff,
I'm a passionate person when it comes to a lot of stuff.
I'm passionate, sensual. Whatever. But
Sensual, soft passion. I guess maybe I'm a aggressive, passionate.
no, okay, yeah, no, I'm more sensual. You can be more passionate. That's fine.
It's
yeah, I
modes,
like-
yeah,
Yeah.
it's modes.
Mhm.
Like if we tongue kiss right now, mine's going in farther than yours is going in. I would
no.
beg to say.
Yeah, and I'd be like, no. You'd be like, what? And then I'd be like, let me show you.
You'd like it.
Yeah. But
Because yours is still going to meet it halfway. Mine's just going to dance around yours while it's getting a little bit farther in there. They're meeting, but mine's going to go a little bit past
your
yours.
screen's up still on the.
Oh, shit.
But no, I would,
Thanks.
That's just more like, I don't know. Anyways, let's move on past that.
Right.
Let's get right past that one.
Hey, comment on how you like being tongue kissed. Let us know.
Do you go deep? Do you not do
Kids
it at
to
all?
kids.
Because some people probably don't do it at all.
We'll say we'll move past the tongue thing real quick, but I want to do one more thing about the tongue thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of tongue is good, but a lot of slobber is not.
Correct.
Swallow the spit out of your mouth before you go aggressive with the tongue. That's the big, in my mind, that's the big difference.
Yeah.
I've had some aggressive tongues that are very welcome, and I've had some aggressive tongues that are very unwelcome because there's just a lot of saliva that comes with them. Yeah, if I got to wipe the corner out of my mouth, okay, pass the tongues.
Yeah, we've been beer guys for a long time. Now it's collected here.
Yeah. What else? There's another thing that I saw that I didn't do a whole lot of research on. But so Heinz came out with so because of TikTok, Heinz Ketchup saw that restaurants were regularly filling up Heinz Ketchup bottles with off-brand ketchup,
Yeah.
which is I've seen it done before.
Oh, yeah.
Happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they came out with a label to where the color hue on the border of the label should match the exact color hue of the ketchup. And if it doesn't match, then you can call bullshit on them. And they even have like a hotline so you can tell on the people and shit.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. Like you can like stop fucking wrapping our name, wrapping our name around some bullshit fucking product, calling it Heinz, and then somebody's like, this ketchup sucks.
I don't think there's too many ketchup aficionados out there. Just use.
Nobody really gives a
Just-
shit.
Put the cheap bottle out there. It's ketchup. Like, I know there's different flavors, ketchup. I've done ketchup cuttings, as we call them, in my profession before. But at the end of the day, it's still ketchup. Just put it out there. They're gonna eat it with their fries. Doesn't matter. I don't know.
Oh shit! I didn't even
Oh
play
my
that.
god.
I clicked on the wrong thing. Played the goddamn video. I just wanted an image.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's just one of those things that mustard too. Like, there's different mustards.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
So yeah, like that's like their
Heinz trying to get them.
yeah. But yeah, so
You
like
know,
you said,
Do you know why Heinz does that?
it's,
Because they're more expensive than most ketchups.
right, and I get that, but like I also get what you're saying. I don't know too many people that would sit down at a restaurant, order a burger and fries, ask for ketchup, and be like, "This isn't Heinz. I want a fucking refund, and I'm leaving."
Yeah, I can't eat it if it's not
Nobody
Heinz.
fucking does that.
No, you know what? If you go to a restaurant and it's in or a burger joint or something, and it's in the red or yellow squeeze bottles, like, is this ketchup and mustard?
Yeah.
You don't know what ketchup's in there,
Who gives a fuck? It's
and you don't care.
It's goddamn
ketchup.
oversugared vinegar with a little bit of tomato product in there. That's it. Like
Yeah,
it's thick, sugary vinegar tomato stuff.
yeah.
It's delicious on fries. I'm not a huge ketchup fan. I don't want it as a sauce on any main ingredients, but fucking fries, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
Slap it on potatoes, dude. I know when I was a kid, I put ketchup on the baked potato. I'd probably do it right now and love the fuck out of it.
If I'm making a burger sometimes, I take my ketchup, mustard, mayo, and I mix it together and make
The fancy sauce. Yeah.
Make the fancy sauce up for myself. But yeah, typically like a hot dog or brat, find me some mustard.
And you'll
Sometimes
never
slap a little ketchup on there, but
Yeah, if I do a dog and there's ketchup on it, it's never solo. Or if I do a burger and there's ketchup on it, it's never solo. Ketchup is never solo. The only thing it's only ever solo on is a French fry, or eggs, dude. Scrambled eggs with some ketchy. That's dope.
it's leading to I'm sure it's good, but leading to the sriracha. Or the
I don't do it often, but so there's two things I've probably. I mean, maybe when I was a kid and I didn't know any better, but right now, if there are two things that I'd eat with solo ketchup, it'd be French fries, obviously number one, and then maybe eggs. But I still prefer eggs other ways, obviously. But
what about your meatloaf?
Meatloaf, you still got to mix some Worcestershire and brown sugar in that bitch.
Yes, you do.
You know, it's not a
catchy one.
It's not a ketchup solo. It's not.
Some people just still ketchup solo. Though. I've had that meatloaf before.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, and no offense to them, but normally that meatloaf is also fucking dry as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, not only did they fuck it up with the solo ketchup sauce, but they also just cooked it completely wrong and made it super dry to where it sucks.
And you know how you're gonna know immediately, just in case any of our viewers want to know. If you look at a meatloaf and it's still the same size as the pan that they put it in,
Yeah.
and it hasn't shrank at all off the edges, that meatloaf is shit.
See, I still free edge my meatloaf, so.
What do you mean?
They're not like in a loaf pan. I put them in like a baking dish, and the edges don't touch the sides.
Oh, I gotcha. But I'm saying if you use a meatloaf pan,
Right. I get what
most people have meatloaf pans. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and I also get what you're saying.
Yeah. But if it doesn't shrink because they put way too much breadcrumb or they put too much stuff in, it's not coming off the edges, there's a problem.
Or honestly, just overcooking it.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, your meatloaf's going to be overdone. I don't think I've ever had a mid-rare meatloaf, which I bet you that's fucking bomb.
Oh, you'd have to get the timing down perfectly.
I bet you we could do it.
Yeah.
I bet you, I would, maybe
a
we
little smoked meatloaf.
Maybe we start a meatloaf restaurant. Like, yeah, I'll have the meatloaf. And well, how would you like it done? Like, what? You know?
Problem is, most of the time,
I mid-rare meatloaf.
I like to stuff my meatloaf anyways.
Yeah.
Like I put down a layer and then I'd fill in the middle layer.
Yeah.
Put a bunch of cheese and stuff in it. And then put the top on. And I also like to mix sausage in it as well.
Get you that fatty pork
I
product
do
in there.
beef and sausage instead of just straight ground beef.
Right.
You know, and then all the seasoning and
better.
eggs and everything else that I put into it. But
I've even fallen in love with the keto-friendly meatloafs where you don't use breadcrumbs at all.
no, I don't.
Extra cheese and extra eggs.
Eggs, I put in a dash of maybe a quarter cup of heavy cream. A little extra fat in there. Kind of helps. I don't know what it does, but I think it helps.
Makes it fattier. 'Cause fat's awesome. Fat's awesome.
Cheese, eggs.
Here's a pro tip for you.
Fat.
Anything with fat in it tastes better.
Pretty much.
Try a low-fat ranch. Try a regular fat ranch. You're going to love the regular fat ranch better.
100.
100.
100.
9 times out of 10, too, if they remove the fat and it still tastes good, it's because they put a lot more sugar in there. So watch out for that.
There's a book from after you left the restaurant that a chef we hired in gave me for me to check out. And the book was called Fat.
Yeah.
Just Fat.
Dude, fat's dope.
And it was written, believe it or not, by a skinny woman.
Yeah.
It talked about all the benefits of fat.
Yeah.
And how big media scares you off of fat.
Yep.
But it's actually really, really good for you, and we all need it. And if you look, especially in the Wild Kingdom, if you watch, Go watch any survival show
Yeah.
where like they have to survive for amount of time out there. Whoever stays there longest gets like
Yeah.
$500,000 or whatever. All the animals on the island, the thing they go for, they could have a cooler lean meat over here
Yeah.
and 2 ounces of fat in this cooler. They would do everything they can, all those animals on the island, to break in there and steal that fat because it's more nutritious for you. And it's better for your body and it's better for your immune system than anything out there.
Especially, and I want to put the asterisk right here on the whole fat conversation. It's naturally occurring fats.
Yes.
Animal-based fats, the one that they're trying to demonize because they want you sick. The naturally occurring animal-based fats are way better. You don't want the seed oils because that's technically fat. You don't want that shit. That's bad for you.
Yeah.
Over-processed garbage. It's terrible for you. But they're toting it as better because it's trans fat.
Yeah.
But naturally occurring animal fats are fucking like butter, eggs, beef fat, chicken fat. Eat that fucking fat. It's so
Eat
good
that
for you.
fat.
Your
It's
brain,
delicious.
your brain is made up of mostly fucking fat, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big old fatty blob in your head, dude. It needs it.
Yeah. Fat is really good for you. Animal fat, amazing.
God.
I mean, I'm not talking, animal fat in general. Eat it.
Yep.
That's why we have eggs, so we survive.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, eggs. That's all your fat. That's all your fat. But the animal fat, man, that's why I like crave steak and I crave like certain fattier things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
My wife always cuts her fat off and hands it to me. I'm like, all right, I'll take it, but
100%.
You just need to eat some of that.
I got a body built on fat right now, dude. It's only whenever I go hard in the carbs is whenever I start bloating and growing fat. But whenever I eat nothing but fat and protein, that's whenever I lose my fat, dude.
No.
It's those carbs that'll kill you.
Yeah, I mean that's
But we're not health physicians in any way.
yeah, we're not recommending you do anything.
Listen to your doctors if they fucking tell you to.
Yeah, tell them, we don't know what we're doing at all. So
But if you
don't listen to us. But if you want to lose weight, I would go keto.
Yeah.
At least, and it's easy fat burn.
Yeah, work out and do keto. Somebody actually asked me on the weekend, they're like, oh my God, you look great. What have you been doing? Like, well, I don't eat carbs and I wake up at 4:00 in the morning and work out. So nothing cool.
It sucks.
What's your secret? Shitty things. It sucks. It's not fun. But the high I get from saying, oh my God, you look good outweighs any goddamn sugar I could ever eat,
Oh, yeah, 100%. Cheers, some Gomer on Twitch. Some Goner, sorry. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a tough diet to do. Like,
Yeah.
Anything's tough to do. I mean, if I had a fridge full of pre-made burgers, ground beef, ribeye, steaks all the time, I could eat that no matter what. Like that,
Yeah.
I'd be happy. I'd be happy as, whatever.
That's
But we both have families, not practical,
Right.
not going to work. They don't want to do that.
right. So
And it's not cost effective.
I'll tell you 100% right now.
Actually, it's kind of
what I do now that I'm at an ideal weight and I'm not really trying to lose anymore, even though I'm still like in another weight loss thing for work, and I should lose 20 pounds by the end of this month to get $50. But at this point, I don't care. I'm at a happy spot. Monday through Friday, I ate a pound of ground beef and maybe 4 to 6 eggs. And I might get like a little Kit Kat mini or like one of those little mini candy bars. We have a little candy dish.
Yeah.
Might do 1 or 2 of those throughout the week.
For sure.
Weekends, I have now, 24 to 50 beers, depending on the weekend.
Right.
Get a lot of carbs in from that. And then also, when I get that carb crush at night, I also wake up then sometimes and I might dabble in some bread and shit. But like, when I get back on track, it's literally a pound of ground beef, 6 eggs. About 1,500 to 2,000 calories in fatty animal-based food. That's it.
Well, it's funny though. I'm gonna point this out. Like we said, we're not health professionals. We don't
No.
know what the hell we're talking about.
Not at all.
when I was doing keto with my wife, I went hardcore, and I was like, only time if I did drink, I was only drinking vodka and water with Mio or whatever,
Yeah.
and we're counting carbs and doing all that stuff, and I lost some weight, whatever. But I found that even with all the beers I drank, like then I was like, oh, I'm drinking beer again. I can't do this shit. I love beer too much.
Right.
And I was like, so I was starting to put beers in my carbs. I was still losing weight.
Yeah.
I was still losing weight, drinking 6 to 8 beers a night,
Right.
heavier on the weekends. I drink a lot of beer. I'll
Yeah.
be truthfully honest with you guys. I drink a lot of fucking beer.
I can contest to that. He does. It's fun. But it's fun.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I was still losing weight
Yeah.
because I don't believe that the liquid carbs are as hard as the solid carbs. In a way, it's not
Right.
The sugars are different. I know
Yeah.
that.
It is a fact that the alcohol will kick you into ketosis faster, but the carb content of that will still give you blood sugar spikes. The danger in those blood sugar spikes is that you will crave carbs more, and that's to me.
Oh well,
To me, the beer doesn't kick my weight loss off. It's the cravings I get the day after that kicks the weight loss.
Oh no,
off.
I feel you.
You know, like yeah, because if I'm staunch into it, like no eating carbs, I could still, like you said, I could have 12 beers in a night, or fucking vodka is better because there's like zero carbs
No
in
carbs,
that.
right? Yeah.
But then the next day, it's so hard to wake up and not smash some bread in your face, or not like pass through the McDonald's drive-through on your way to work and get the egg McMuffin.
Yeah,
and,
your
like,
body's confused. It's like, oh no, we going to carbs now?
you get those blood sugar spikes and shit.
We got
yeah.
it now. We got it now. We got
Yeah.
it. Let feed that carb. Because basically it breaks down to, if you look at like in the nature, you look at animals.
Yeah.
They're a perfect example.
Mhm.
They know exactly what they're doing. They carb up all summer because that's when carbs are plentiful.
It also depends on the animal, though, too.
True. Well, let's take a bear, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they want that salmon over anything. They want that protein over anything.
Right.
But the salmon's also full of fat.
Yeah.
But right before they go to hibernate, they go crush berries. They're crushing berries. They want honey. They want high sugar. They want the fat stored up.
But it's still, the biggest part about that is it's naturally occurring sugars, and it's fast-burning sugars. So they metabolize a lot different than the other bullshit carbs that we eat that are overprocessed wheat. And even the sugar that we eat, even that white fucking table sugar, is overprocessed, and it's worse for you than like if you ate an apple. Like we can eat an apple on keto and still be fine, but if we take like 35, whatever is in a soda, we're crushed off keto, and it just does hit you it's overprocessed. Is basically it's what I'm trying to say.
Obviously, I get what you're saying.
But that
and
naturally
there's more diabetes and cancer than there's ever been in the world.
Yeah.
And there's a good reason for that.
But yes, back to your point. Yes,
But just a quick example is what I'm saying.
yeah, the bears, they want to store fat, so they carb up with berries
carb
and
load.
naturally occurring shit.
Yeah, they carb up. They still get a lot more fat on them to do that, and then can come out and be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, now I can just go get protein. I'm good.
Your body, what is it? It was always said,
They're obviously natural shit. Well, no, they like trash too, because trash is awesome for them.
right? But it was always the analogy that made most sense to me is carbs are your kindling, and protein and fat are your hardwood in a fire. The kindling will burn fast, and as long as it's burning, your hardwood probably won't take off. But as soon as you cut the kindling and you're just hardwood, then it's going to be long and more sustainable. I don't know.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
either way,
Carbs suck. Fat's awesome. Eat it.
yeah, just eat some fucking steak
Yeah,
and eat the fat on
Yeah,
it.
bro.
Don't be a pussy.
Everybody ate it back in the day before cancer was a fucking thing.
Yeah, I just hate somebody that orders a ribeye and they're like, "Oh, there's too much fat on the steak." And I'm like, "Give it to me,"
Yeah. Actually, I love those people because I usually take it
because
from
I'm like, "Give me your fat. I'm gonna suck it down."
and then I slurp the juice off the plate, bro.
And I did learn this fact about bone and ribeyes.
Yeah.
So you know how it's always like, or any bone-in steaks. I thought this was interesting. So it's actually a scientific fact. They did a bunch of research.
Yeah.
There's this big like meat association now. Well, let me ask you the question.
Okay.
Do you think a bone inside of a steak gives it more flavor? I already set you up to win this kind of.
Well, I mean, I get the question you're asking, and I know the answer is going to be yes, but in my mind, not necessarily no.
No, it is no.
Oh,
It
really?
is no. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They did the research.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know. There's this kind of crazy meat association now,
Yeah.
and then, no, it does not give it more flavor.
No, to me, boning a steak is a fucking hassle. I don't like them.
What it does is slows the cooking process on that edge down.
Yeah.
But why people like it more is because that little tendon that's on the outside that covers that bone.
Yeah.
Well, one, you have a less little cooked piece of meat there. We all know that too.
Yeah.
So if I order mid-rare bone in,
It takes
like
long
right
enough
there
to
on the
cook there.
edge, it's rare.
Yeah, I've seen so many people that are like they order it like medium, and they're like, "This is medium," and then you get, "This is not medium," because it takes a lot
Shit,
longer
there's
for
a
the
bone
fucking
there.
heat.
There's an
It takes
induction heat
longer for the
there.
heat to go through the bone, so it's not going to cook there as fast. Yeah.
But that little like tendon bite you get off of it,
Oh, yeah.
it's like kind of just like a happy place for
I
people.
love that tendon.
And it
bite.
holds seasoning really well.
Dude, I chew on bones.
So that's why that happens. But so there's this whole like, and I didn't know this, but there's like this whole like weird meat association, like studying meat and like studying everybody's tendency. I'm like, oh, that's really cool though,
Yeah.
because it's like they're really getting down to like just the brass tacks of it, like
Yeah.
weird little things that we all think of, like smoking times and like different things, like you name it. I don't have the website or anything because I
Yeah, no, and I get what you're saying.
got into
too,
it
'cause,
too
like,
deep, but it's
'cause
like
I've seen so many people like little smoked pork butts, and they're like, "You got to get the blade in on the pork butt." I'm like, no, you don't.
resting a steak. They get into a lot of shit like
Yeah.
that. Like,
To me, resting does help.
no,
depending
you're
on-
right.
depending
Yeah,
on the
no,
time.
100%.
Bones, but
Pre-seasoning over not seasoning before the grill. Different shit like that.
So they're
I'll figure that out. We'll talk about it
Yeah,
later,
so
but,
there's somebody that actually breaks down the science to all that shit. That
yeah.
sounds.
I mean, Alton Brown used to do it.
But back to bones. Personally, bones are a showpiece. They're a garnish that is inedible. If I'm buying a steak for myself, I want bone out because I don't want to pay for something I can't eat.
Right.
But like when we were in Vegas for your wedding,
Mm-hmm.
if I want to look impressive, I buy that fucking giant fucking tomahawk with a bone that sticks over to the person on my right, just to like, look at me, I got my big old fucking steak and it looks cool, and I can pick it up like a handle.
Well, the one time I found like it was the most useful. We've told this story before.
Yeah,
Is when we were floating on that lake on sitting floats, and we had a drink in one hand and a bone-in veal chop on the other hand.
yeah, dude.
And we just grilled them up. We're like, let's go to the sitting floats. Let's float and
Best
just
life.
smashing veal chop.
And we had those cool-
beer, just
We had those cool floaties where we had 2 beers on deck too, and this beer that the beer in your left hand also had a cigar in it, and then you had the bone in. The bone in
It
veal
was
chop.
beer, cigar.
Beer, cigar, fucking veal chop, and you're just floating in the middle, and the grease is just dripping down your chest.
I don't know if we were any fucking manlier at that.
Yeah, dude.
Were we manly then? I don't know.
We were fucking manly as hell, bro. 100%. Yeah,
was-
bones
it
are
was banging.
showpiece.
Yeah, it
Bones are
was banging.
showpiece you can't eat. I don't like to pay for them unless I want to show off. Honestly, like that's literally it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Unless sometimes you go to the meat market and wherever you like to buy your meats, and sometimes that ribeye that's bone in is way better marbleizing than the ones that are bone out. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna buy that because that's gonna be the better steak. And if I don't want the bone, I can just cut it out and have the actual better steak myself then too. You know,
Are you a bone marrow guy though?
I fucking love bone marrow, dude.
Yeah, we normally get bigger from. You're getting femur bones. You're getting like
Yeah.
bigger bones.
Yeah.
than,
You don't get a lot of marrow out of the rib bones,
no, you're not getting much out of this, but
and that's what's in a rib eye because it's a rib butter of the god. Yeah,
as they call it, I wonder what human bone marrow tastes like.
probably delicious. I want to know.
I don't know.
I've honestly
Right.
always been curious as what human meat tastes like. I know I'm not gonna do it, but I wanna.
Question: if you went to say you went to like a foreign country,
Yep.
would you eat some dog or
Yeah.
indoor cat?
Yeah, I will. I've always said this: if you hand me food and you say this is edible, it will not make you sick, and then also like you eat it, I'm like, no, look, we eat this all the time. This is fine. I'll try it. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Okay.
Even human. I'd probably taste human if I went to like some pygmy tribe in the middle of fucking nowhere and they were cannibals and they're like, no, this is good. Eat this. I'm like, and also they'd probably be like, if you
It'd be
don't,
funny to do a study on people that are like big foodies and ask that question. Not just the general population, because I feel like general population would be like, hell no. It'd be like probably 80-20%. Something like that.
Ask
If you
eat a
ask
dog or
people
whatever.
that like dog, cat, or human, like, and see
Right.
if they would vote on which one or whatever, I feel like if you're like, but let's find like chefs and like big foodies.
Yeah.
Let's just take chefs. Let's just take chefs in general, because you're a chef.
Yep.
Let's just take chefs in general. Anybody's ever gonna call and agree, be like, if you had a chance to eat a piece of human, would you do it?
See, I talk a lot of game now. I'd be a lot more hard pressed about the human thing. If it was real and it was presented to me, it depends on whether or not it's going to be a secret.
What does it look? Did they deep fry it? If it's deep fried and looks like a piece of pork belly
Honestly,
covered with a little glaze on it,
I don't even care how it's presented. It's
you're gonna do it. I know you're gonna do it, because you're just gonna be
the
like,
main factor is this going to be released without my knowledge, or am I going to be the one? Like, do I get to tell you side by side? Like, hey man,
What is
I
it? What is
tried human. It was really good. Is it my story to tell, or is it going to be like? Then maybe I might not try it if it's going to be one of those type
What
of
if
things
this-
where everybody knows that, like, there's a label on my face. This guy ate human. Then no, I might pass the stigma and the judgment. But if it was going to be a secret, 100% I'll eat it.
what if this cannibal chef too is like, oh, so I dry aged this,
Yeah, dude.
or no, he's like, I brined it, and then I sous vide it for 24 hours, and then I took it.
I've been working on this recipe for the last 30
Yeah.
years of my life, and it's the best way to produce a human thigh or,
Yeah, like he really breaks it down. And he's like, and then for accompaniment,
I find
I drained his liver. I made a sauce.
I'd be into it 100%.
Like goes all out.
I'd be into it 100%, but if I had to wear, like, say I had to wear a scarlet letter on my chest saying this guy ate human, it'd be harder for me to make that decision.
Well,
But if it's my story to tell and it's a secret, then 100% I'm fucking eating it, dude.
do you think what they show in the movies is true about? Because they show all these cannibal tribes and stuff, and none
Yeah.
of them look like they're malnourished or whatever. And they're like, but in the movies, they're like, oh, if you eat a bunch of people, you all of a sudden get weird, and you're
It's-
like,
Because isn't that kind of what the whole mad cow disease thing was? Is that the cows started eating, people started taking the dead ones and pushing them back into the food source for the cows, and the cows went crazy because they were eating themselves. I do think that sort of cannibalism thing, I think that is proven. Like, you don't want to have a strict full diet based on your own kind, because it will fuck with you.
some of the genetics.
But a little bit of bites here and there isn't gonna hurt you. A couple little bites on it. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm just
Itchy.
so I'm thinking we brine it,
Yeah.
you know, or cure it or something, you know,
Yeah.
and get it to like where it's, hey, no, there's none of that DNA left.
Yeah. I
None
mean,
of them chromosomes in there. Whatever.
what? I feel like, and this is gonna be a weird fucking analogy here. I feel like you don't eat people just like you don't fuck your sister to reproduce. You know?
That's not a weird analogy. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
eat. Something happens in the DNA of eating a person that drives you crazy. Just like something happens in the DNA when you fuck your sister to reproduce. The everything comes out wrong. You know?
I was trying to think. There's obviously some fish that eat each other.
Yeah, but they're built different.
But it's like baby. No, I don't know.
Chickens will eat chicken. Chickens will eat eggs. And it's something about the weird other.
Maybe that's how we got past being so dumb.
Yeah.
Is we're like, no.
We stopped eating each other.
We stopped eating each other. We're like, no, there's more protein out there. Like, if we work together as a group, like, that's probably what it is.
You take some
That's
dumbass.
probably the caveman. It's like, oh, no. Let's stop eating our babies.
Yeah.
And, we're just, making our own food. We're like,
Yeah.
no, stop eating our babies. Let's go eat the babies of other things.
And that's how our brains evolved.
Yeah, that's
Off
it.
of other animals'
We
fats.
just solved evolution.
Yeah.
Easy.
Done.
Easy. Or
But
a
you-
part of evolution. I don't know.
I mean,
what
we just
part,
figured
but-
out the whole how we were created thing. Would you call us
Easy.
God or Jesus or start following us or maybe even suck our tongues? I don't know. That's for you to decide. That's not for us to decide, but we just figured it out.
We just figured it out.
Do
I
you-
mean, on that note,
Do you want to follow us or don't you? At this point, click like and subscribe. Make sure you check us out weekly for no.
Steve's available. Suck, suck.
If you want, you can suck my tongue.
We just lost subscribers right there.
Every
We just
fucking
lost
single
every
one of them.
They're done. They're out. On that note,
It's a bit. It's a fucking bit.
it's a bit, guys.
If
Relax.
you can't laugh at it, then
Relax.
I'm sorry. It's gonna be a hard time for you if you can't laugh. But yeah, I already asked you to click like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. We do it weekly.
Bop, bop, bop.
Hey man, did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time, sir. Did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time too.
That's good.
I can't wait till we leave this room and go eat them steaks.
All right. Love you, brother.
Them people steaks.
Love you
too.
guys.
We'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Oh, my God. We're eating people.